Okay.
So if you can just start with like just giving an overview of the end-to-end process, that will help,
So we have already discussed about end-to-end, right? Like
Yeah, right.
normally the
Uh,
goals that we are talking about right now, right? Like how to set up the organization goals or individual goals, right? Or how to
we
make
discussed
goals.
about it, yeah.
Yeah, we will look into that. We'll start from goals. That's the beginning point. Okay. So before setting up into goals, right? We have to set up like normally how we want to utilize the goals section, right?
Uh-huh.
So here we can see there are multiple different options, right? For example, the first one you can see like configure individual goals,
Mm.
right? So like what are the fields that we want to populate and how we want to have the UI side.
Okay.
Okay. Like here you can see minimum, actual, target, maximum, completed. So what are the options that we want to give? Like when we set up the goals, right? What are the different options within the goal that we want to have them? Like for example, if I want to set up some target criteria or anything, right? So for that perspective, how things work, that is something which mainly we do here.
Mm.
Okay. So normally, let me duplicate this tab and let me show you one thing. So normally there are multiple ways of doing
Mm.
doing one thing, right? That's the various options that we have. Like let's take an example. If you want to look anything with respect to talent, you can go to the related actions and you can look things from here. Like for example, view goals, like add goals to employee. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So talking about this add goals to employee or view goals. So within the view goals section, you can look into what are the goals, right? That this worker is having. Add goals to employee. This will come only for managers. This task
For
that you
managers.
see only for
Mm.
managers. Like for example, I'm a manager. I want to add some goals to my reportees, right? So I will get these options, right? So
Mm.
let's look into the view goal section, like how normally goals look like. Okay, like for example, you can see here like 2020 workday implementation. This is one of the goal, right? This is with respect to organization
Aligned with
alignment,
organization
maximize
alignment.
company profitability and performance objective, right? So there can be different criteria that can be set up. Like for example, let's look into this goal. Like you can see the goal details here, right? This is the goal name, optimize employee engagement. Within the description section, they have written the specific description, right? Status, like what is the status of this goal? So normally what happens is at the initial stage, okay, whenever we set up the goal, we have different status. Like normally we started with in progress, okay.
Mm.
Once it gets completed, we update it as successfully completed. Category. So
Okay.
there are different goals that we add up or add on, right? So if in case we want to do the categorization of those specific goal, we can create goal categories as well. Organization alignment. If this goal is with respect to any, if in case this goal is coming from through the hierarchy level, that will reflect
Uh-huh.
over here. So this is normally
Mm.
how the goals will look like for any respective individual. Any additional delay, if in case there is any details that we set up for the goals that we create, I will show you like how the goals are created. But this is from the end user perspective how things look. Okay. After that, I will come back to you and I will show you like how the goals are mainly created.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Talking about the archived goal section, I have already told you the goals which are completed. Okay, that will
Completed.
okay.
Okay.
Organization goals. So there are two type of
Will
goals
set up by the
basically.
organization basically, right?
Yeah.
Managers,
One is
managers top level.
organization goals and second one is individual goals, right?
Mm.
Being a manager, I can set up an individual goal only for you. Okay. The task that I showed you after going to the worker in the talent section, we had add goals to employ, right? So those
Uh-huh.
goals will be respective to that, those goals will come under individual goal section. Talking about the organization goals, these goals will get automatically linked with the workers depending upon the criteria that we set up while creating the organization level goals. Okay, the task remains simple, straightforward. Create organization goals, create individual goals. Okay, like talking about the person that I am logged in, his manager level. That is the reason why I'm able to see a create goal for worker. So normally when you go and try to create a goal for worker, so you can see, like, you can mention the goal name, right? Description, what is the status, what is the category, or any organizational alignment that we want to have here. Okay. Now talking about.
So who does this organization goal setting? Like it will come from the top management, right? Organization goals,
Yes. So
or is it
let's
like
take an
a
example,
department
right?
level?
The
Is it
goals
like a
that I'm
department
setting
level?
up, right? I want to link it with any organization. Like let's take an example, sales organization,
Hmm.
okay, or any other respective organization. So we can use that.
Okay, but what I'm asking that is organization goal is set up on a support level, or is
Yes.
it like at a top level?
At the top level, mainly, let's take an example, right? It depends, right? But mainly, if you will ask me, like talking about the organization goal, mainly it is set up at the top level of the organization.
Okay, and that flows down to the entire organization,
Yes.
right?
Yes. There can be multiple scenarios, like talking about the organization goals, it 4 or 5 goals remain same, right, for all
Okay.
the employees in the company. But talking about, I want to set up the organization level goals for a respective supervisory organization. For sales department, the organization roles might be some additional ones, like one additional goal I want to set up only for the sales department, one additional goal at the organization level that I want to set up might be at
That is also we can do it.
yes.
Okay.
Okay. So it completely depends upon how we want to set that up. Okay.
So this is maintain goals basically, right? Maintain goal setup. Okay.
Okay. So whenever we configure organization goals, right, how
Hmm.
we want to use the options that pop up here, right? Or
Hmm.
what are the options that comes into picture? Like normally how we want to add on, like show organization goal description or field. If in case you do not want to have the option of organization goal description field, like normally I showed you, right? Like normally
Hmm.
talking about here we have in the goal section we saw the description part, right? Like for example, when we are creating a goal, we can see the description that is coming
Description
up,
part,
right?
yeah.
Let's take an example.
Okay.
I do not want to have this description field. So, right, I
Okay.
can use this and I can use this. I can uncheck this. Okay. If in case I want to show this, I will check this.
Hmm.
Organization alignment section. Similarly, if in case I do not want to use this organization alignment section, right, I can hide this. Okay.
Hmm.
So normally talking about the goal setup here, there are different options that we have, right? Wherein which we can use it accordingly. Okay. Talking about organization goal allows organization alignment through hierarchy. Like talking about the organization goals that mainly works based on the hierarchical level, right? If in case I have to assign anything at the top level, it will come down to the bottom
Slow
level.
down. Okay. I
Okay.
got it. Okay,
From
bottom.
top to
Okay.
bottom. If in case we do not want to use that, we can uncheck it. So
Okay.
after, if in case we uncheck this, this will allow only for the organization that we are selecting, only to that specific organization.
Okay.
Okay. Default organization goal to private, right? Talking about the organization goal that is common for all the workers, right? But if in case I want to keep that as a private, only specific members can look into that, so I can privatize that. Okay. Similarly, talking about enable percent complete, right? If in case we want to mention in terms of percentage, like 20%, 50%, 70%,
Hmm.
likewise, we can enable that.
Okay.
Allow automatic calculation of percent companies, right? So there are different criteria wherein we can set up depending upon the percentage that it gets completed. Okay. So likewise, similarly, configure goal in reviews, right? Lock goal associated with in progress review. So this is what something like we want to lock the goals. Okay. After you can that you cannot make any changes once the goals is initiated, and that gets into the in progress section. Okay. Allow deletion of goal associated with reviews. If in case I want to allow for deleting the goals that I have created with respect to which goes into the review side, so we can, so this will give you better idea if in case they ask you for anything, right? Like with respect to goals, okay, this is what I'm expecting, this is what I'm expecting. So from here you can look into the criteria, what can be done and what cannot be done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Allow
And
ordering
these
of
were all goal setting for like organizational goals or individual goals?
the first section that you saw, this is only for organization goals.
Okay. And the second
Okay.
is like overall,
The
right?
second one
For
is
everyone.
configure goals in review. When the goals are in review section,
Review
right?
section. Okay.
Once the goals is in review stage, at that point of time, this will work.
Okay, got it. Makes sense. That's setting for that after the reviews. Okay.
Correct.
Started. Okay.
Allow ordering of goals in review. Like let's take an example. You have multiple goals. So if you want to order the goals, like first this goal should pop up. After that, second this goal should pop up. If in case you want to set it up likewise, you can use this checkbox. Okay. After that, we have maintain goal units, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talking about the goals that we are setting up, right? What is the unit, right? In which way we want to set up the goal, right? That is mainly done using maintain goal units. Normally, you can go to this respective tasks in your production tenant and you can review like how things are set up in your scenario. Okay.
Yeah, after this class, I'll go there and check
Yeah.
everything, right?
So you can go look into that. What are the organization goals? So these are the various, like with respect to meetings, with respect to incidents. Let's take an example. You are a consultant, right? Workday. I want to check based on how many incidents you have solved. If in case anything is related to customer service, with respect to customer response that you get, calls, boxes. Boxes can be related to maybe for someone who is into the delivery side, right? Apart
So
from that,
this is like nine items predefined, or you can add also here goal
so the one
units.
wherein you can add as many as you want as per your requirement. Wherein you see we do not have the minus symbol, right? Those are workday
That's
delivered.
workday
No,
delivered.
sorry,
Okay.
those are not workday delivered. Those were created by someone, but someone has already used it.
In use. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Any
So that is
goal
the
units
reason
in
why
use,
you
you
can see in
cannot
the
delete.
use
Okay.
section. If in case it
Okay,
is
got it.
used, you do not have an option to delete.
I got it. Makes sense here. Okay. So pretty much configurable, right? Goal and goal
Yes,
units.
correct.
Okay. So meetings. Okay.
After that, we have main goal setup, main goal payout band.
So how does, can you show me also how this goal units looks like into the user, like front end?
That I will
Goal
show you like
units.
when we will configure the goal part. Let's go
Okay.
step by step.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah.
If you can see the payout band, here again you have different options, right? Like for example, target only, minimum, maximum, in whichever way you want to set up. Okay. Similarly, we have configure talent tags. Talking about this configure talent tags are mainly used, like let's take an example when I want to link the goals to competencies or any development items. Okay, for example, configure talent tags. So talking about this talent tags, you can see, right? This is the development item, this is the feedback, and this is the goal. If in case if in case I want to link the goals that I'm creating, right? Like with respect to competencies or development items or feedbacks, right? So normally what will happen is when you will configure the goals, right? You want to mention like this goal is with respect to competencies, right? There is one goal that you are creating with respect to development item. Talking about in
Mm.
real time in scenario, in Workday, we have an option to get feedback, okay, or to
Yeah,
assign some
correct.
development plan, right? So if
Mm.
in case there are some respective goals wherein which I want to link with these three, we have these options.
Okay.
Okay. So this all are Workday delivered. Okay. So accordingly, we can use that.
Okay, you cannot create these, right? These are like Workday delivered, right? These
Yeah,
charts.
these are Workday delivered.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. After that, we have maintain goal categories.
Uh,
So whatever I'm briefing, you can go back to the tenant, and when you will review, right, you will have much better idea.
yeah, I'll do that, after the class because this is recorded class, right? So I can go step
Yeah.
by step.
So after that, what will happen is,
Mm.
normally, once you have the sandbox as well, right, I will show you like how the goals are created, how in your system only, in your sandbox system only, I will show you like how things look like.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Talking about within the goal, we saw the category section, right? Like I want
Uh,
to categorize the goals part, right? There
uh-huh.
might be for customer based, I can create multiple goals, right? So if in case
Uh-huh.
you want to categorize the goal, right, for simplifying it for the reporting purpose or for the management purpose, we create goal categories and link the related goals within one section. Okay.
Okay.
This is something which is important, like maintain goal periods. Like the goal that I'm creating is right, which period and which period I want to use this goal. So that is for that purpose. Can you see here? Like
Yeah.
we define the goals with respect to years, like talking about the goals that I'm creating, right? With that is of which year.
Yeah. 2010. All
Correct. Yeah.
description and
Because
start and
every
end
year the
date.
goals changes, right? So based on that, we can configure it accordingly. After that, we have maintain goal completion status. Talking about, we already look when we were setting up the goal, right? In progress, completed, right?
Correct. I
So
saw
if
that.
in case
Yeah.
there
Right.
is some
Goal
additional,
status.
there might
Completion
be some
status.
work they delivered, but if in case the client wish to have something of their own,
Mhm.
like here you can see incomplete, partially complete, successfully complete, not started, just started, not applicable. Okay. So just
Mhm.
remember one thing, if any status is already being used, you cannot make any.
Cannot delete that. I got it. Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can add more status, right? Basically, but you cannot delete
Yes,
because they are
correct.
already used, right? Okay. But when
But
we
actually, in
do,
real time, if I would say you right, there had been never a scenario wherein we have to add any new status because talking about the maximum, those are already there.
already there, so normally you don't touch them, right?
Correct.
But can we delete? Like suppose they are in use for that particular period, right? I'm just throwing an idea that
Mhm.
if I'm doing a goal setting for 2025, so this will like carry forward as it is, or I can
Yeah,
because
it will carry forward.
so it can't change basically like
Correct.
next year also, right?
Correct.
Okay,
So that is
so
the
only
reason why,
thing.
right, talking about the standardized, because see, why you cannot delete it? Anything in Workday, there is one simple rule.
Hmm.
Anything that has been used either in the past or in the present, right? That is
uh,
there in someone's worker history or worker data. There's somewhere it is there in the past. So if in case we
right.
have an option to delete it, just imagine in the reporting aspect, when I am checking for any worker in the past related data, right? That should pop up. If in case I'm deleting it, it should be deleted throughout the system. That's what the meaning of
Hmm.
delete. So normally what you will observe is in Workday, mainly we have an option with respect to business process or anything. Either we have an option of inactivating it, right? We can inactivate
Uh,
that, or we
uh,
have an option of resend. right? Once anything is completed, we'll get these two options, but we will never get delete option once that
Yeah.
is used.
Yeah, but I see that this can be inactive basically, right? If you don't want to use it, you can put inactive for future, right?
Yes, correct. Let's take an example. What is the use of inactive? If you inactive anything, right, it will not pop up,
Okay.
right?
In
Like
the
normally, I
user.
want, like I'm setting up a goal, right? I have already set up a goal. When I'm going, I will have multiple options from this status. I will have all these options. But I want the employee should not see all these options. The employee should only see incomplete and successfully complete. Okay.
Uh,
So what I will do is I will inactivate all rest of them
uh,
except successfully complete and not complete. So the
this
worker
can
will
be
be
set up for both separately, managers and individual.
no.
Okay.
This is
This
for
is like for
throughout.
everybody.
Correct.
Global. Okay. Throughout.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, makes sense. Okay.
Okay. Now talking about, let's look into like how normally the goals are created. Create organization goals. Before creating the goals, you should have already this thing set up. So anyway, in your case, it would already be it will already be there set up. So not an issue.
What was that function? Maintain goals.
Maintain goal setup.
Okay. It was already. It's been already done. Okay. Okay.
Yes. Sure. The system is
And this training system is like always like that. It's too difficult to navigate.
yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay. So you have to select the organization first.
Okay.
Okay, I'm selecting. Let's take an example. Global.
Mhm.
Let's take an
This for
example.
organization goal basically, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
After that, you have to define the goal period. For which goal period you are mainly setting it up. Okay.
So we do this like every year, at beginning of the year, goal
Yes,
setting.
correct. Yes.
Okay.
After that, here you will get an option to add whatever number of goals you want to add.
Mhm.
You can see the goal part. You can see the percent complete, organization alignment, supporting initiative,
Uh,
right? Private, calculated, all these options will pop.
what is
Okay.
calculated?
I will come back to that one by one.
Sure.
Okay. So talking about this goal, this should be the goal name. Okay. This is only the mandatory field. Why? The reason being other fields are not mandatory is there might be a scenario because see the goal can be anything,
Mhm.
right? Like for example, please do your job on time. Okay, complete your work on time or whatsoever. There can be
Mhm.
different type of goals. So you can name it anything. If there is anything description with respect to that, you can add on here. Normally talking about this percentage complete, right? Percentage complete. Mainly this allows to anyone to mention, right? Like what is the percentage that they have completed? Maybe the goal starts during the start of the year. Maybe after some portion is completed, the employee can go ahead and he can go update that. So normally talking about the percentage complete, I have seen very less clients who have been using that because this is again a manual work and no one tracks during mid of the
Okay.
year in between.
Mm.
But there might be some goals, right, wherein percentage comes into picture. In that scenario, you can utilize that.
Okay.
Okay. Talking about what all options we have enabled. So accordingly, will pop up here. Okay. Default organization. So if in case we enable each and everything, it will pop up accordingly. Okay. Let's take an example. Test
Mm.
goal. Okay. Organization alignment. So normally here we can align only those organizations, like mainly this talking about organization alignment. This is mainly used to link the organization goals to goals that are mainly one or more level up in the organization hierarchy. Okay,
Oh,
talking
not
here, I am
up
selecting
one.
here global support Benelux, right? So within the organization alignment hierarchy, this will give me an option to link this organization goal that I'm creating, okay, to other goals, okay, at one level above, okay. If in case you do not want to link this organization goal with respect to any of the above organization, you have an option not to use this. Okay. Normally, this option will only pop up when you use this organization alignment checkbox.
Okay,
Okay.
got it. Okay.
Talking about supporting initiatives. Okay. So normally supporting initiative that comes into picture, different clients uses it for a different purpose. But talking about this one, this is supposed to be used. Let's take an example wherein there are not a scenario wherein it's already associated with something, right? Let's take an example. Let's take an example. If in case there are any, let's take an example, anything new comes up in the company,
Mm.
right? Part of any new initiative. Like let's take an example, some organization came into picture like our all employees will be agile methodology.
Okay.
Right? Like if I'm giving you an example with respect to MNC, and we are targeting that all of them will become allied, agile certified or anything, right? So and so, right, by 2025. So there can be different initiatives that we can create, and we can make that organization goal part of those initiatives.
Okay.
Okay, did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So that particular organization goal is supporting that initiative or not, right? So
Correct.
suppose an organization is there, they decided, okay, by next end of the year, we are starting a agile practice, for each individual, each organization level. So
Correct.
that particular goal is supporting that initiative or not. That's what we
Mhm.
are deciding here, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Talking about this private section, right? If in case this will come only into picture when I talk about the supporting initiative that is enabled. Okay. If in
Okay.
case you disable this, it will not pop up. Talking about private section, how it privates is like only if in case you enable this, right? So it will only be visible to only those members who are the part of this organization chain. Okay. They can only see this goal.
And flow down also, right?
Yes.
Inherited basically organizations as well, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Talking about calculated one, mainly this is used in case of Workday, mainly if in case you choose the select checkbox calculated, right? So mainly
Mm.
Workday enable like we have the percentage complete, right? So if in case you use this, so Workday will automatically calculate, okay, regarding the percentage complete. Okay.
How does it calculate automatically,
It
like,
will
without
calculate based
manual?
on the time duration that you mention over there.
Yeah, but how does it calculate that it's really completed that percentage?
So see, normally the goals we are defining, the goal we have a period, right? So depending upon that, it will auto calculate. So normally this is something which Normally, normally, let's take an
Okay,
example.
so only based on the period it will calculate, but not actual work is done or not, right?
Yes, correct. So that is one of the main reason why we mainly do not prefer this calculated option.
Because there's no correlation, like it doesn't real time, it doesn't calculate how much somebody have
So
achieved the
real
goal,
time,
right?
let's take an example, right? You have set up a goal like uh, customer relation, right? How it will automatically calculate, that's not feasible.
Not feasible, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So normally we don't use that much calculator,
right,
right?
right.
It's all
Now
done
suppose
manually, right?
yes, correct.
You select your percentage by yourself. Okay, I completed 20%, 30%, 40%,
Yeah,
100%, right? And the manager
correct.
will, when in real time it goes to the review, manager will see that, hey, he put 100%, but actually he has not done 100%, right? So he'll,
Normally, I will tell you like what mainly is being used with respect to organization goal. Okay. If anything is there with respect to organization alignment, that is something which is used. Normally, people do not use percentage complete as well. Supporting initiative is there. Private is used, calculated is not. So talking about the organization goals, only specific items are used. That's it. Because talking
right.
about the organization level goals, you can go in your system in production and you can check your organization goals, right? There,
Mm-hmm.
the goals will be pretty much brief, right?
Mm-hmm.
With respect to organization, like all the companies have their own core values, right? Mainly talking about most of the organization, they use those core values as a part of their organization goals.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's all it is about.
Okay.
Okay.